Okay, this is another quick update on the subwoofer box here. Let's see here. Okay, this is my old router with a homemade, what do you call it, like a circle cut and jig, some 1/4 inch plexiglass that I made, and that is the flush trim cut bit. And you see how I have it set up. Now, because I have the box sitting like this and I had to push sideways all the way around, that may not have been the best method of doing it. And this is the bottom of the box, of course. Now, this is what you get, or what it looks like when you do your flush trim. You cut the excess material off. You see it's kind of jagged, and unfortunately the bearings on this side, the blade does cut just a tiny bit into the veneer, you know, the good veneer, which had me really worried. I was experimenting with different depths, but the further over the bearing is, the more you cut into the veneer. So I was trying to keep the bearing as close as I could, but not have it hit any little chunks of glue. And you know, there's various bits of glue, so you can see where the bearing was riding, and then you see where the edge of the blade, you know, cut here and slightly in. But the good news is, if you sand it, it pretty much disappears. I left that one side. You can see how nice it comes out once it's sanded. And there's some faint little traces. You can see faint traces of where the blade cut in. But if you sand it down, it's almost going to disappear. And across the top here, yeah, you really can't see. Let me turn the light on. Yeah, you can't really see any problems. It looks all good. Sorry about the airplane. But yeah, it does cut very slightly, the veneer. But you know, once it's sanded down, it's very nice. And I'm gonna try some different techniques. Sometimes you get a spot like this right here, where I must have tilted the router. Instead of having it nice and flush, I must have tilted it like this, tilted it in a little bit, causing the blade to cut this little divot. You can see where it cut in a little deep. So you do have to be careful. I probably should have arranged the box so that the router is pushing down on it, and then I could just focus on putting the weight and then a little bit of sideways pressure, because I've got the box up here. It's difficult to maneuver. So I just left the box sitting like this, and I took the router, held it sideways here, sideways here, sideways here. You know, I didn't hold it down where it was cutting like this. All the cutting was around the edge like this. So it's a little more difficult to hold it nice and flat. I'm not going to try and take that kind of shortcut when I cut the other side, the you know, the nicest side. I'm going to change my methodology a little bit. But yeah, you can see the scrap edges that were cut off. and it really came out nice. You do have to be careful when you're cutting the piece off here. It can pull your veneer. This veneer got loose. I'm gonna re-glue that and press it down. I caught this side before it ripped. I caught this side before it ripped. The first time I noticed it was right here. Kind of got caught off guard. I didn't realize when I was cutting across that the material is going to want to rip. So I'll try to, I may not need to patch that because I'm going to put a heavy round over on this. And this is the bottom. I'll start off with the bottom to work out all the little details. I am going to put a fairly heavy round over bit on this, and then a smaller round over bit on the sides. But anyway, don't get too freaked out if you're doing this and you end up with this jagged edge, because with a little sanding it'll go down. All right, that's the latest update. Thanks.